been aware of the atrocious Whatever podcast for several months before I saw the abominable episode of the Reality Check podcast, in which the three Neanderthal male hosts derided OnlyFans creator Rebecca Goodwin, repeatedly asking her what she contributed to society and then rejecting her replies. Her responses were compelling: almost £250,000 paid in income tax last year, a housing charity funded through her sex work, and her provision of a financially stable life for her children. I'd have liked to add the fact that her work successfully entertains thousands of people, whether it's on OnlyFans or TikTok, in addition to the fact that all online sex workers help people to achieve orgasms, which is, good for your health. But what many of Rebecca's supporters picked up on after the disastrous Reality Check episode aired was that the hosts themselves appear to have made no especially compelling contributions to society themselves. And if Rebecca's work is worthless, what is their podcast? It achieves far fewer views than her work, it is demonetized, and its production quality is low. But the main thing that it is, to my mind, is parasitic. Just like its equally ugly but far more successful Big Bro, the Whatever podcast, and numerous other broadcaster channels that I can't be bothered to remember the names of. It relies upon mostly female sex workers to appear as guests. In other words, without the very labour of the people these men deride, the labour of female sex workers, they wouldn't have a podcast to market at all. They may not be sex workers themselves, but I find it hard to understand how they can justify being so firmly sex work adjacent while hating on the sex workers. Because there's a word for the type of man who makes a living from abusing women who sell sex. We call them pimps, don't we? Which is an uglier word than broadcaster, but their field of endeavour relies on the exact industry that they're purporting to discourage. In their position, I'd certainly feel pretty hypocritical, repeatedly trying to make OF creators cry. I might even feel tempted to shut the up for a bit and perhaps reassess my professional choices. Because if you hate sex work, surely being this pimp adjacent can't exactly feel good, can it?